Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to the third installment of the short form rant format of 2025. This time, I'm going to rant about why context is not just so important that it's a matter of life and death, both in a career sense and literally, but it's paramount no matter what as well. Even if something being out of context doesn't have any consequence, or it was just completely innocent and it was just straight up for the lulz. Because even if it's completely harmless and serves no purpose to defame or demoralize anybody, context is still necessary in case if people take joking audio bites and video clips, or even stream clips as completely serious and out of context. I know I might sound like I'm joke policing, but I'm really not. It's just that not all jokes are funny. Deal with it, people. When it comes to whoever says what, or how they said it and why, it's all too easy for everyone else to just either ignore the statement entirely by taking it out of context, or take it completely out of context altogether and claim that this person said something they didn't, or try to tear it apart disingenuously. Or going one step further from that and accusing someone of taking them out of context when they're being criticized while doing so out of projection. Whilst, yes, I am aware that this type of behavior is predatory and malicious in nature, it's still important to point out that it is predatory and malicious, especially if there are real-life implications and consequences behind it all. Like some innocent person being doxxed, swatted, deplatformed, and even killed as a result of swatting. And no, I am not schizophrenic for even mentioning that, because it's not like this is either some rare event or never happens altogether. I'm not Chicken Little for telling anyone that they're not safe on social media, let alone the internet anymore. If you say anything that defies the status quo, despite being completely true and fact-based, you'll have an entire swarm of schizophrenic, borderline stalkerish individuals trying to do anything and everything they can while stopping at nothing to silence whatever the fuck it is you're saying. If anything, I'm not the first person to remind you. Wolf reminded you of all of this back in 2018 on his video about the importance of free speech after what happened to Alex Jones. It isn't just a possibility. It has already happened long before, and it will happen again. It'll get a million times worse in 2028 if another Trump, possibly Trump Jr., or any other Republican or even independent candidate wins against a Democrat, or the opposite way around, in the next major presidential election. Not only will context be completely rejected by most of everyone, discussion about anything at all, even when it's completely apolitical and innocent, will get so unbelievably tribalistic in nature that even the very thought or concept of a conversation that isn't being hijacked by tribalism of all kinds itself anymore is the most unheard of thing in the world. It'll spell the end of the America we all once knew and cherished if we continue down this path of completely disregarding and disrespecting the context behind words and actions, especially when they're this fucking major and this fucking serious. If we continue this brain rot, this cancer, the absolute AIDS of society and the commentary community, we're not going to have a commentary community. We're not going to have a commentary sector of the entirety of YouTube, much less the internet itself anymore. We're not going to have any of that without context. Context is literally the fucking bedrock of any conversation. The context of anything is paramount for a reason. It's not just there to disregard or dismiss any criticisms. It's not there to unnecessarily absolve you of anything. It's just what it is. I've been taken way out of context for too many times than I actually care to remotely remember. Many others are in the same predicament, and it will never end. Even if it's just for the lulz, this could still have real-life implications if someone takes it seriously instead of taking it as a joke, and they take those words and whatever it was out of context, and they turn them into action against you. Remember that time where a bunch of Black Lives Matter kidnappers in Chicago kidnapped and tortured a white guy with autism back in 2017 because he might have voted for Trump, and it was around this time when Trump was first inaugurated for his first term? I do, and that was roughly 8 years ago. That's roughly 8 years ago. Imagine 8 years ago, you were that guy. You had a bunch of these fucking cowards saying fuck white people, fuck Donald Trump, fuck this, fuck that, whilst harassing the shit out of him. Would you want to be that guy being bombarded by these BLM kidnappers in Chicago? Would you ever in your life want to be a victim or a martyr for free speech, context, and even basic roots and stems of any conversation, even if it doesn't get heated at all? Because if so, you're fucked in the head. You have no morals, you have no concept of how a conversation should go, and you have no concept of any prevention or preventative action against any drama, regardless if it's a nothing burger or not, regardless if it's just the past or not. They will still find a way to use anything you said in the past against you, even if it's disingenuously taken out of context and valuable context is hidden from you and the public as is. We need to start taking things seriously. We need to stop letting people do shit. We need to stop just bending over and taking it up the ass. We need to fight back, okay? So before I end this rant, I have to make sure you all know the next rant will be about why someone having crushes on fictional characters whilst being in a real relationship says fuck all about their relationship skills, and vice versa. I'm Brian Mullins, the Fox, signing out. See you in the last short form rant for January 2025. Bye.